Hey guys, and welcome to Nintenduary, a month where we review a different Nintendo 64 game every day for the entire month. Today, we are looking at The Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask. Let's get into it. After the enormous success that was The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, it was no surprise that Nintendo would probably be making a new Zelda game in the future. And in just a few years, we got Majora's Mask. And I actually remember getting a VHS tape from Nintendo in the mail advertising this game in it. I don't know why that was a thing that they used to do, but I remember looking at this game and thinking the whole mask idea was actually a pretty cool concept, even though I think at that point I hadn't even played a Zelda game just yet. Majora's Mask follows the same Link after the events of Ocarina of Time, where Link has left Hyrule in hopes to search for his old friend, which we can assume is Navi. But after some chaotic events go down, the moon is about to crash into the planet, destroying all forms of life, and it's up to Link to stop the Skull Kid and save the day. I gotta say, while this game reuses a lot of assets from Ocarina of Time, I'm pretty sure majority of the things in this game come straight from Ocarina of Time, this game is extremely different from Ocarina of Time in tone, in story, and when I say this game is grim, it's pretty dark. And at the same time, I kinda have to give it credit because Nintendo did a great job at pivoting a game that was already a huge hit, and they could have easily replicated the same thing and decided to lower the scope and make things a lot more personal, and it really works well here. Instead of there being a huge grand adventure, it's more of this impending sense of doom that drives characters to do things, and it really just feels good here. Essentially, Link has just 3 days to save the world, and as time gets closer and closer to the doomsday hour, you start to notice little things change throughout each day. Villagers go from happy to sad and worried, and some of them even accept that death is coming. And the whole element of time plays a really crucial role in this game, which is interesting because I would say time is more important in this game than even Ocarina of Time. Fortunately, because Link does have the Ocarina of Time, he's able to revert the time backwards to give you more time to work on dungeons and stuff like that, but there is penalties for not completing the game within the 3 days. You lose a lot of your progress, and having that sense of the doomsday hour getting closer and closer, and that constant reminder with the moon looking down at you, is something shockingly eerie, especially for a Nintendo game, and I love it. And while there aren't as many dungeons in this game as Ocarina of Time, there's a lot of exploration to be done on the side questing side of things. And I think by there being a focus on side questing, it opens up players to kind of have to explore the world and kind of understand the crucialness of what is actually happening. There's also some really cool power-ups that weren't in Ocarina of Time, as Link can transform using masks into different creatures, and I think that's a really cool feature too, because it mixes up the gameplay a little bit and adds cool types of puzzles without having to reuse a lot of the items that we were used to using in Ocarina of Time. So if you beat Ocarina of Time, you're still getting a pretty new experience, and I like that too. But this is by far probably one of the darkest Zelda games in the series, maybe only beaten out by Twilight Princess, but this is much more eerie and almost creepy than just like the darkness feeling that you see in Twilight Princess. People are gonna die, and they know they're gonna die, and that's what's just the uncomfortable truth that exists in this world, and I think that that's amazing. I'd really love to see Nintendo do this again with maybe the Breath of the Wild engine, where they take the game and focus it and tell a new story and a specific, maybe darker story or a more focused narrative than the big open world games to give us a contrast, but also tell a stunningly dark story. This is kind of one of those games you have to have in your collection if you like The Legend of Zelda or if you have a Nintendo 64. This game is also remade onto the 3DS, and it looks great on there, but you'll be getting the same experience overall wherever you play it. Hopefully it comes out on the Switch Virtual Console, but this game is just honestly a must-play game if you haven't played it. But that's it for today, guys. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button down below and subscribe. We're doing a new Nintenduary video every single day of this month. We're getting close to the end, but we have a huge backlog because we've done it so far every day, so you can check out the other videos we've done, and we'll see you guys tomorrow with a brand new Nintenduary. Bye, guys.